joining this presentation on the Professional Standards Framework for Teaching and Supporting Learning in Higher Education. I'm Dr. Julie Baldry-Currans, the PSF Review Project Leader.
And I'm Dallas Alexandru, Project Manager. Here we summarise the PSF Review and the findings which led to the revised PSF 2023. We'll present the key features of the new PSF and the associated benefits to the higher education sector. The PSF was introduced in 2006 in collaboration with the UK sector and was revised in 2011. Over the last decade, however, practice has evolved considerably and there has been significant growth in fellowship within and beyond the UK, with fellowship numbers reaching more than 160,000 in 106 countries. Therefore, the PSF Review was widely acknowledged to be both timely and essential. It started in November 2021 and culminated in the launch of the revised PSF in January 2023. The project involved 3 phases. Phase 1 analysed existing data from previous roundtable discussions and consultation events, also from commissioned reports and peer-reviewed literature. This led to 28 online stakeholder consultation sessions in which key issues were further explored. Findings informed the proposed changes to the PSF that were presented to the broader sector. Phase 2 consisted of 3 open access online surveys, which were supported by 15 online sessions that promoted the surveys and encouraged participation. Analysis of survey responses guided further revisions to the PSF. Phase 3 provided opportunities to return to the sector to sense-check these further revisions and to discuss issues of transition and implementation.
Returning to the Phase 2 survey, respondents were invited to comment on all aspects of the proposed changes using qualitative and quantitative questions, including free text comments. 3 surveys were available for individuals, groups, and students. 503 responses were received, of which 492 were from individuals and 11 from groups. This included 100 international participants from 24 countries. Although the majority of responses, 76%, were academic, there were also 9% from professional groups involved in teaching and or supporting learning, and 7% from senior management. Overall, there was very strong support for the proposed revisions, which were fully considered, and some very helpful observations and suggestions for further enhancement. This slide presents the new PSF diagram, which places the dimensions of the framework at its centre, and its shape emphasises the interrelationship of the professional values, core knowledge and areas of activity, and their relationship with descriptors 1 to 4, which surround the dimensions and correspond to the different categories of fellowship. In response to sector feedback, the PSF gives greater emphasis to several aspects of practice, effectiveness and impact. These ensure a more evaluative and evidence-based approach, which considers the outcomes of practice. Inclusion. The fundamental importance of inclusive practice emerged strongly, and so the PSF now requires all practice to be inclusive. Context. This emerged as another key consideration. This acknowledges the rich diversity of environments, circumstances, norms, practices, behaviours, peoples, countries and cultures that collectively constitute the context that influences practice, wherever and however higher education is delivered. Professional values. Although these have always been part of the Professional Standards Framework, these have now been repositioned and given greater prominence within the framework. Student support and guidance. Review data emphasised the necessity of supporting and guiding learners, acknowledging learner well-being as a significant contemporary concern. Support and guidance now have an enhanced focus through an entire dimension. Collaboration. This important aspect of practice has not previously been addressed in the PSF, and its adoption as a new addition to the professional values has been strongly supported. Leading and influencing. Descriptor 3 now has a greater emphasis on leading and/or influencing the practice of others who teach and/or support learning, and Descriptor 4 has been made more accessible for all who can evidence impact and effectiveness in strategic leadership.
In conclusion, we trust that the PSF 2023 offers the sector a number of benefits, which include greater global relevance, being suitable for higher education wherever and however the PSF is applied, a revised, streamlined and more efficient format, several strategic drivers for change, such as the emphasis on effectiveness and impact, inclusive practice, collaboration, and student support and guidance. Enhanced inclusion within the framework itself, with more appropriate language and requirements for both academic staff and those whose professional role involves teaching and/or supporting learning. The revised PSF will also continue to support and enhance teaching and leadership practices and provide many opportunities for staff development, career progression and promotion. Thank you.